you know it's actually getting us?
Because of the little... Oh,
Like, what if I'm not in the picture?
Oh, you are.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've done it enough, it's definitely getting us.
Okay.
For a while, I still have the app, and you can look where it lets you look through at the camera and how it's shooting. For a while, it was like, well, I need to see because I don't know what it's picking up. But yeah, I'm gonna look like a jackass when it's like. Coleman's Carpool. I'm here in Dallas with James Fike of Fike Swim. I guess first, just tell me a little bit about Fike Swim and what you guys do.
I design swim products that hopefully help people swim differently, think about their swimming differently, swim better. We're just a little smaller version of Speedo, like by a little bit. But hopefully one day we'll get there. But yeah, you know, we started with the Brick. It's the first weighted kickboard. So I've got a new product that I hope will roll out in August. It's very hush-hush, can't tell you exactly what it is yet. But I do hope it'll hit before fall training. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can check us out, fikeswim.com.
Perfect. Tell me about your, is it an ambassador program or the ambassadors you have for Fike Swim?
We're trying to support as many pro swimmers, para swimmers, triathletes, open water swimmers as we can.
Does it work the same as like if a suit company was sponsoring you? You know, what makes them an ambassador for you? What do you ask of them and what do you give them in return?
Our ambassador program is very different. It's not a contractual big thing where like I'm gonna come sue you if you happen to wear somebody else's stuff at a meet one day. I don't have a legal team to do that, and I'm not gonna do that to another swimmer. Basically it's kind of an agreement, to a good faith agreement to help each other out. I will do my best to give them anything that they need and anything I can do for them. Of course, supplying all of our products, but in return, I just hope that they'll try and promote Fike Swim as best they can. And right now I'm actually trying to solve that suit issue. I'm working on an arrangement with one of the suit companies. I don't think I'm allowed to say yet who it is, but hopefully in the next few days I will be able to, so that we can provide suits for swimmers, because that is such a big part of the puzzle and such a big expense.
Yeah. What do you enjoy about being a smaller company in swimming?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, swimming is what I love. I love it more than just about anything except my family. And so it's an opportunity for me to be living swimming. But as a little company, you know, before this, I was in corporate America. I did investment banking, I worked for Dell, I worked for British Petroleum, and those all set me up well for this. I learned a lot, but I hated, could not stand the red tape and the bureaucracy of, like, if you had an idea, it just died. You know, somewhere along the way, when it was running up the chain, it just died. And you never heard about it again. You're like, hey, boss, you know, what did everybody think of my idea? And it's like, oh, they're still thinking about it or whatever. You know, Fike Swim, good or bad, like I can throw something terrible out there and it flops, but at least it's my thing and I did it and I made the decision. Yeah. So it allows me a lot of leeway, good or bad.
So you signed Zane, and then he did what he did in December. You know, now he's all over the map. But did you have any idea that was going to happen? Did you see something in Zane that maybe others didn't? You know, what kind of pulled you to Zane Grothe?
Well, I mean, it was a couple of things. I did, you know, I was aware of him, and I had heard about a little bit about his story, that, you know, he had been considering quitting the sport entirely, because it just hadn't gone quite the way he wanted it to, but he stuck with it. So obviously, that's compelling. But I saw his times. I knew that with the right amount of effort and the right desire, motivation, the guy had a chance. I mean, we all do, you know. Sometimes you just need the right team or the right motivation. I can't say that, like, yeah, I knew that was coming. But it was really, really exciting to see him do that, and then also to see the Fike Swim logo on the cap, because I figured it would be years before Fike Swim was like in Swim Swam on a featured image with a stud like Zane wearing my cap. So I was like just off the walls excited. And what was really cool was Zane. So I'm a swim geek, you know, like you.
Yeah.
And so I asked Zane for his autograph, and he sent me his the race cap he wore for both of those swims, both of those American records, with the times written on them and a little note. So I was like, I couldn't tell my wife this, although she'll see this and know. But like, that was the best Christmas present like I've ever received.
All right, let's get down to the real story. You are 36 years old, and you still swim competitively. You swam in a meet recently, and you went 49 in the 100-yard fly.
Yeah, you know, it's a start.
What? It's a start. So you told Mel on the phone the other day.
Yeah.
You're like, and he was like, you went 49 in the 100 fly at age 36? I kid you not, the night before that, I had a dream that I went 50, I split 50 point on a relay in the 100 fly, and I was ecstatic. And I woke up so disappointed because I'll never do that. And you went 49 from a flat start in real life, not in a dream. What's your secret? How much do you swim? How long have you been doing this? It's a start. Do you want to improve that?
I'm delusional most of the time, or I'm not delusional most of the time, but the few times I am, it is with my expectations for swimming. Yeah, I think I can go faster. I always think I can go faster. It's totally unrealistic, but sometimes you have to be. You know, it wasn't really realistic for me to think I could go 49 because I'm not training 20 hours a week anymore. Mm-hmm. I train about 15, and half of it isn't in the pool. You have to be a little unrealistic. Every time I get in the water, I think that there's that one thing that if I can just do it, suddenly I'll become an Olympian, you know? And yeah, that's silly, that's foolish. But as long as you have that healthy optimism that keeps you searching out new ways of doing things, it's going to help you in your swimming. Part of the reason our tagline for Fike Swim is swim different is because you can't do the same things in the sport and get better results. It just doesn't work that way. Eddie Reese instilled that in us constantly at Texas. You have to do things differently. And so I'm always on the hunt to tweak my stroke, to do something that might give me an edge at my advanced age, as you like to point out. Because, yeah, by USA Swimming standards, I'm a senior citizen. It occurred to me at the Greater Southwest that I am now about as old as most of the parents sitting in the stands. And they will. I look up and I'll see people pointing at me, And, you know, in my head, because sometimes I am delusional, I'm thinking, yeah, they're saying, man, look at that guy, he looks fast. What they're probably really saying is he too old to be here? Like, maybe he's senile, and he meant to go to the Masters meet down the road. But it's really nice that they're letting him swim in this one. Should we send out a silver alert? But, yeah, you know, it is nice to get up there and know that I can still race people half my age and win most of the time. But when you're in college, you know, of course, like, wrongly so, you feel invincible. Like, nothing's gonna, I'm a swimmer. I'm a swimmer at Texas, and nothing is gonna touch me, so I can do whatever I want. And when you cross that 30-year mark, a lot touches you. It all catches up with you. And so I've realized that it's not so much how much yardage I put in and how hard I just pound it out. It's really all about everything else. Like, every stroke that I take has to be good, every push off, every streamline. I've got to do the stretching and the foam rolling that I hate doing. I've got to watch my diet. I've got to get good sleep. And I wish I had not, I mean, I kind of knew, but I sort of ignored as a kid all that stuff. I wish I'd done it. Because I think, you know, why can I go 49 at 36 and not train anywhere near what I used to? It's because I look at I pay attention to the details.
So you swam for Texas,
right?
In college? Okay.
You know, obviously with the guys who were there, I was nowhere near the top swimmer, but I was definitely the top eater. And
were you?
Oh yeah, like anybody who says different is lying. But like I could put anybody away, probably even most of the football team. And I got funny stories for that if we've got time, if you really want to hear them.
But we've got time. I want to hear them.
This one time, so looking back, dining hall food is so gross. Mm-hmm. But when you're a starving swimmer coming out of practice, it all looks, you know, just amazing. Right. Just a banquet. And one of my favorite days was when they had, it was every couple of weeks, you know, they switch it out, and it was beanie weenies and chicken parmesan day. And like, that doesnst even sound good now saying it, but man, I would fantasize about beanie weenie and chicken parmesan day. And so this one day, I had 3 chicken parmesans on my plate and a bowl of beanie weenies, and I was like, oh, I'm so hungry. I could eat five trays of this. You know, so you're talking 15 chicken parmesans and 5 bowls of beanie weenies. You know what beanie weenies are, right?
No.
What? Okay. Hot dog and beans. Okay. That's it. It's just hot dog and beans. And so the next time that meal came up, one of the guys, I think it was Kyle Sanders, he came up to me and he was like, so, you gonna do it? So, you know, I took on the challenge, and I made it through 5 bowls of beanie weenies. I did hit that. And 7 chicken parmesans. And I only stopped at 7 because I got tired of the taste. I moved on to dessert after. Like, I wasn't full. So yeah, I could pack it away. So I think you guys did a segment on 6 Square at Texas.
Yeah. Were you playing 6 Square?
Okay. I was the king of eating. I was the king of 6 Square. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. Okay? And I did hit that ball in that one time when it bounced real high, Brad Aiken. That ball was in. Okay? But as a freshman, I got kicked out because all the seniors were like, nope, you're gone. I would kind of rush through weights a bit so I could get to the pool and start warming up for 6 Square. I kid you not. And so in college, I hope Eddie doesn't hear this. He probably knows, though. You know, I was doing like an hour and a half of weights a week, and really I should have been doing maybe 2.5 if I was really taking it seriously the way I should have. These days I'm in the weight room over 4 hours a week, and each session is at least an hour, and I'm hitting it really, really hard. So Yeah,
And hard, do you mean heavy weights, high reps, just intensity the whole time?
It's a mix. So I try to find things that will replicate motions in swimming, and also the power sometimes needed in swimming, the endurance sometimes needed in swimming. So like, Monday in the weight room on bench, I did this set where I go 7 rounds of 5 reps, and I start off at 155 for the first 5, and I tack on 20 pounds for each of the 4 reps. So I go 155, 175, 195, 215, and then I come back down 195, 175, 155, and the only rest I get is switching out the weights. And so I'm trying to get all of those reps done in as fast as I can. And I feel like, I'm no kinesiology major or anything like that. I feel like that has helped me finish races. Mm-hmm. That historically, I've been terrible about finishing races. And when you're really pushing those out and you get, 155 has never felt as hard as at the end of that set. And then other days, I'll do max weight where I'm trying to put up 300 pounds for like 1 or 2 reps. It's a mix. I try to keep my body guessing so that it doesn't fall into a rhythm, too much of a rhythm, and get complacent.